them think that it's reality.
Well, dreams, they feel real while we're in them, right? It's only when we wake up that we realize something is actually strange.
Monday, everybody. It's Monday. That means it's Dream-isode day. And that's a good day.
Now, it's been a few episodes since we've had the updated version of the Dream music that Alan's created.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. I still keep thinking that I'm gonna hear Dream On.
Yep.
Dream on. Dream on. Hey, guys,
still need to get used to it.
don't sing it so well or else we'll get flagged.
That's true. I do sound exactly like Steven Tyler. But yes, we are going to be reading Dream-isode number 17 today. And I, like some of the ones before this, have not seen what it is. I can feel the heft
Is this
of the
one also
paper.
a thick bitch?
It's supposedly a medium bitch, but we'll just actually, you know what? I mean, unless you guys have anything else to talk about, I want to get right into this. So
Let's do it.
okay, here we go. Flipping the paper over, you can hear it. Okay, Dream-isode number 17.
Very dramatic.
That's how we made sound effects back in the day when we were kids and we were trying to make our own Mortal Kombat movie.
Yep. Crackling of bones.
Was crumpling paper.
It was crumpling paper. Yep. So today's dream is called Ski for Free or Shame on Me?
Question mark?
Question mark.
It's for you guys to listen and decide for yourselves.
I
Which
choose
option?
ski for free.
Ski for free or shame on me?
I think I just like rhymes sometimes.
You just wrote it. He didn't even know it.
He's a poet and he didn't even know it.
Or did I? All right, I didn't.
All right. Here we go. I had been working I already messed up. I had been working very hard at my job as of late, and my hard work all seemed to pay off as I was gifted a one-day ski pass for my family and myself from my employer. Not only that, but they had also given me a coupon that would allow my entire family to get into Lagoon, a local amusement park.
Just in case no one knows.
It's here in good old Farmington, Utah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't finish because again he adds a couple words. So would allow my entire family to get into Lagoon, a local amusement park, for $30. We used the Lagoon coupon on Saturday, and we're now going to go skiing with our free passes.
Wait, so you got a ski
on
pass?
Sunday.
You got a ski
Just so
pass
you know the order.
and a Lagoon coupon.
Yep. So $30 whole family got into Lagoon for $30.
That's actually
a really
an
good deal.
amazing
That
price.
is a crazy deal because one all-day pass is like $65.
Yeah.
For
And I got in
one person.
5 people.
What is
30.
Disneyland nowadays?
It's about 100.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Because it
It
was
gets
a while.
cheaper if you buy like multiple days. Then you can dollar cost average it down.
Because I remember like 10 years ago, Lagoon was charging basically the same as Disneyland. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lagoon sucks.
But Disney upped their prices too.
Yes, they realized people will pay whatever to get in here. And
Well-
we will.
It makes sense because if you're Disneyland, you're getting people from all over the country. So they're already paying how much on airfare, hotels, travel, everything, food.
It's true.
So it's like, what's an extra $40?
Yep.
Like they get there and they're like $1,000. They're like, well, damn it.
I'll go
already
to Lagoon.
I already spent $2,000 getting here.
As we pulled up to the ski resort, I began to daydream for a second about how awesome it's been that my family has been able to go to Lagoon for a day and now ski for a day. All for just $30. Wow, that's a deal. Once we arrive, The family and I all get out of the car and congregate around a small wooden canopy stand that has old-fashioned looking lantern lighting on either end and began discussing the blueprint for the day.
Wait, what did I say? What?
Yeah, read that again.
A small wooden canopy stand. So this is tons of redundancy here.
Is this at Lagoon?
No, this is
At the ski resort.
a small wooden canopy stand that has an old-fashioned looking lantern lighting on either end and began discussing the blueprint for the day. My wife and I decided that the ideal game plan would be for my eldest son Kai and me to hit the slopes first. This way, I can regain my skiing muscle memory and get used to the sport again before taking the little ones out. Once we got in a run or two, we would return to pick up the rest of the family and head to the bunny hill to teach the little kids how to ski.
Have you ever skied a day in your life?
Yeah, I've skied several days.
I know
in
you
my life.
snowboarded, but
No. Well, I have snowboarded, but I'm a much better skier than snowboarder. But that still doesn't say much.
Just as Kai and I were about to head off, I remembered that I had not done a good job packing warm clothing for this trip. I had no gloves, no scarf, no beanie, and just had on a light coat that was not at all waterproof. I expressed my concern about this to my wife, and she told me that I was lucky, as she had grabbed my gloves for me.
you packed as if you were going to Lagoon.
But
Yeah.
I was going skiing.
I think there's very few days maybe in the year that you could actually do both. So
That's true, huh? Because Lagoon's what? Only open in the summer.
typically, they open in
So
March.
I think
but-
this was like Frightmare's time.
Frightmares.
Yeah, Frightmare's time. I swear it's Frightmare's, but
There is no I. It's A.
And it's not two E's.
Yeah.
It's not MEERS.
and when I say like nightmare, I'm not saying like mirror.
I know that.
I'm saying mirror.
What's a mirror?
Like it's like a rodent cat.
So it's NIGHTMARE.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Fright. Mare.
maybe they spell it fright MEAR.
Like a rabbit, a rabbit hair.
Yeah.
Like a
Is it called a here?
It's neither here nor there.
here nor there.
All right, fine. Frightmare. But it was probably Frightmare time, which is October for anyone who doesn't know, which maybe there could be snow at that time.
Do you get in a cab and pay the cab fare?
Yeah. It's the cab fear.
Yeah. I do.
So his wife tells him that he is lucky because she packed him some gloves. Although he still had no waterproof coat, scarf, or beanie. But I figured I'd make do with the gloves for now. Like, how ungrateful. You're the dumbass who forgot everything, and then you're like all upset that I'd be like, oh, thanks, at least I have gloves.
I don't think I wrote that in an upset manner.
I don't know.
but that's
I
just
think-
your translation.
I think how it happened is Liz pulls out the gloves and Dan goes, "You've had this extra gloves this whole time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, Liz."
We're in the Rockies.
Danny, your hands are freezing. Your hands are freezing.
Your hands are freezing!
With my gloves in hand, Kai and I started trudging our way up toward the ski lift to go on our first run of the day. Okay. Do we have to go over what happened to us when we went to the mountain?
Did we not tell this story already?
We've told it somewhere, I don't know, but we're gonna tell it again.
Okay. So, what is your recollection of this story, Trav?
Yeah, where did we? I know we told it in this room somewhere, but it could have been.
It might have been on 4340
40 Sports. But all right, so we go up to one of the ski resorts, Brighton here, and neither of us know how to snowboard. This is just another one of Danny's ideas that like I just go along with. So I'm like, yeah, like I strap a snowboard onto my feet and automatically I'm going to be friggin' awesome at it. That was not the case. The biggest issue,
you would, but
biggest issue is knowing how to freaking walk. Like with skis, you can just kind of hold on to them, or you at least if they're on your feet, you can scoot and walk. Each leg is independent. When you're in a snowboard, your feet are just locked in and you can't walk anywhere.
You gotta hop.
Or
you drag
one foot in there.
Oh yeah.
And keep the other out. So
we kind of like push it like a skateboard.
Yeah. We get in line and I'm freaking out because I'm like, I can't walk fast enough. As soon as the ski lift comes around, I'm not going to be able to get out there in the middle in enough time to turn around and just sit down on it. And Danny's sitting in front of me. He's standing and we're scooting along and here comes our turn and he books it and I chicken out and I just stay there. Well, my fear can become Danny's his reality, and he gets out barely in enough time in the center, but not to turn around and sit down. And he looks up, and here comes the ski lift, smashes him right in the chest, and he's being dragged up.
First of all, I think I made it out there, but I turned around to see where you were, and then that's when it hit me, literally.
Yeah. We could have gone up separately. We didn't need to be on the same one. It was just too much. I couldn't, because you were going so slow, I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it. And so it hits him and they had to, of course, he's like dangling off. He wasn't touching the ground. They had to stop the whole thing. And meanwhile, everybody behind us is laughing hysterically. And I'm just like, I don't know him. That guy's stupid.
So it hits me and immediately starts dragging me up. And I remember my board scraping on the ground. So I hear this. But then suddenly the sound stops as I am now getting lifted high enough off the ground that my feet are no longer touching. And then I just remember hearing some kid in the crowd. I don't know if it was you, Trav, or not, but I hear some kid being like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's holding on."
That was not me. I was trying to hide in the crowd. I did not want to draw attention to myself or you.
So next thing I know, I'm about like 10 feet off the ground dangling when they finally stop the lift. And then I'm just holding on for dear life.
Why would you hold on?
That's what I was wondering.
I panicked.
Like once it hits your chest, just fall back and let it glide over you.
And then they finally had to get it in reverse and bring it back down so I could get off.
I think we only went down like one time that night. But anyway, so they realize that they don't even have any skis or equipment to ski with. The honest truth is we don't even own ski equipment, and hence we're forced to walk to the resort-owned rental shop. A few minutes later, we strode into the ski rental store.
Nice skis. They
Did I
yours?
write strode?
Both of them?
Yeah.
I didn't
Both
say
of them?
strolled. I said strode.
Oh, yeah, you said strode. A few minutes later, we strode into the ski rental store.
What's strode?
I don't know. The place was fairly quiet and empty, and I figured that they must have just opened for the day and
Strided, you mean? Is
and
that
had
what you're
yet
going for?
Yes.
to get hit with the morning rush. Sure enough, the store hours printed on the door confirmed my suspicions. I should be a detective. I figured that it would be just barely opened in the morning.
The rush hasn't come yet.
The store had opened at 9 a.m., and I could see by the large digital clock hanging on the wall behind the rental counter that it was currently 9:01. We strolled up to the rental counter and sat down on a couple of high stools. The counter felt and looked a lot like a sushi bar counter you'd see in a Japanese restaurant. The way this rental shop was set up worked as follows. A sales rep would walk up to you, from behind the counter and take your order while you had your arms resting in front of you on a small 6-inch deep table like ledge.
So, he would
Never
not.
been to sushi counter.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
take your order unless your arms were just resting on the ledge. Like you have to sit in that position.
Sir, I'd like to rent some skis. Nah! No business until your arms are placed firmly on that 6-inch ledge. Then we can get down to
It's like
business.
a freaking soup Nazi thing going on here.
No soup for you. Come back 1 year. Next.
As soon as we are sitting...
No skis for you.
I don't know if it was that strict, but I just wanted to let people know that you could rest your arms on the seat.
Just in case you were wondering, it is allowed to put your arms on this counter, on this ledge.
It
It is not forbidden.
If that was your logic, you could have gone way further than that. You're like, you could put your head down on this 6-inch ledge. You could put your feet up on this.
Well, I don't think that was appropriate. I think only arms and hands.
As soon as we are sitting at the counter, a sales representative from the rental company greets us and asks us, "What brings you guys in today?" I let him know that we are interested in renting some skis or some ski equipment for the day. "Are you looking for any brand in particular?" he asks. "Not really. I'm just looking for the best deal you have. Are you guys running any specials on 2 sets of gear right now?" As a matter of fact, we are! Right now, if you rent 2 sets of skis, we'll give you 2 free buffet tickets, a free gaming card for the resort-owned arcade, and a little cash back.
You're just getting deals all over this dream.
Sweet! That sounds great to me. Let's do that package deal. The sales rep then pulls out 3 crisp $5 bills and flings them towards me. I gladly scooped up the $15 in cash and placed the bills neatly in my wallet. He then asks us for our sizes and measurements so that they can begin compiling the proper equipment for us for the day. Once he has the information he needs, he leaves the counter and heads back to retrieve the gear. Meanwhile, I can tell that the store seems to be much louder now that it was when we... I can tell that the store seems to be much louder now than it was when we first arrived. I turned around to see what all the noise was and could see that the morning rush had definitely hit as the entire store was buzzing with excited renters. So glad we waked.
You're really concerned with the rush this whole dream. Like it's 9:01. I thought there was gonna be rush. Now the rush has hit.
I'm glad. So I'm glad
I was glad we got there.
I'm so glad we.
You sound like a senior citizen going to the early bird special. We gotta beat the rush.
We gotta beat the rush and get the scones.
This is a common occurrence with you, Trav.
Hey,
Quinton and Illith, we need to go get the scones. before the rush.
Chuckarama.
My daughter loves Chuckarama.
All you can eat. I hate that place so
I know.
much. It is the worst.
I always tell her about how much you hate it.
Do you?
What's wrong with it?
She's like, "Dad, I want to go," but Trav hates it, and because of that, we simply cannot go. It's your way. See, you're doing it again.
It's like 16.
You know what you're doing? You're blaming me for things I have no part in, so that people are not mad at you; they're mad at me.
First of all, yeah, true.
Don't hate me, sweetie. Hate Trav. He hates Chuckarama. So, Danny says, "I'm so glad we waked in when we did." From that point on, Kai and I waited and waited and waited for the sales rep to return with our ski stuff. I can see the minutes ticking by on the conveniently placed large digital clock on the wall which I mentioned earlier, just in case you forgot. 922, 925, 928. I finally
Is
decided.
this in your dream?
I know.
Is it like in the movies? It's just like
where it's like flying across, and it's like
No, this one was exceptionally irritating because I remembered like literally having to wait in real time in my dream. I was like, holy crap, this is taking forever.
I finally decided to get the attention of the sales rep behind the counter and asked him if they were close to completing our rental order yet. He confirms that someone should be out with the equipment shortly so that we can be on our way. Kai and I sat back on our stools and continued to wait. At about 9:42, I was beginning to get a little frustrated and am curious if they had dropped the ball and forgotten to work on our order. I can see that there have been hundreds of customers that have come and gone, all while we were sitting in front of the counter. Hundreds.
And what? How long have you been waiting there?
41 minutes.
42 minutes at this point.
I would say those.
Oh,
are
yeah, that's right, 41.
Let's say that's
901.
Those workers are working with impeccable speed.
I know.
Well,
Hundreds of
obviously,
customers in
That's
like
why I
40
was very
minutes.
concerned that they had forgotten our order. Because why would they have not got ours out already?
They're just sitting there at the counter, just flinging skis out. They're like, hey, you! That seems like it'll fit. Danny's like, where's my skis? To my right was a middle-aged Asian woman who had also been waiting there almost as long as we had and was also beginning to become agitated. Maybe he's racist against Asians.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I stopped another sales rep and asked him who the manager was and let him know that I would like to speak to them. A few minutes later, the store manager approaches me and inquires.
What? Did I misspell it?
I think so. Inquire is. Oh no! I guess it's not wrong. It's just looking at it seems weird. Inquirers about the issue. No, I think it is spelled wrong.
Did he put two ERs?
He put two. He put INQUIR. It should be just ES, and he puts ERS. So it's inquirers about the issue. I explained to him that my son and I have been waiting for our skis for over 45 minutes now, and that this poor Asian lady next to us had been waiting for almost as long. I also let him know that I was going to need to rent 3 more sets of skis for the rest of my family later that day, but was seriously thinking about not coming back. He apologizes for the extended wait and throws $16 in cash at me. 3 5s and 1 1. It shouldn't be much longer, he says. He's manager just like leans over to his buddy. I don't know how to handle this. What should I do? Just throw cash at them. They like that. Their kind likes that. He just tosses 3. He just looks in his wallet. He's like, damn, all I got is $16. That'll do. Here. I promise it'll be done soon. Shouldn't be much longer. Still annoyed by the length of the wait, but happy to get another $16 out of the store, I too put those bills inside my wallet. It's like, I have $31. This is amazing. This store just keeps throwing money at me. Several minutes later, with the clock now displaying 9:49. Are you seriously remembering the damn clock?
Yeah, it was so predominant. It was like right in front of me. It was a big red digital clock with these giant numbers on it.
I see a gentleman walk in through the back door of the store. After seeing him interact with a couple of employees, I can tell that he is the store owner, Hoping that he could help expedite the process, I motioned to him to come over. Oi! Come here, son. He walks up to me. He walks up to the area in which Kai and I are waiting. I explained to him that we have now been waiting for our gear for almost an hour and that I was getting awfully close to walking out. He too apologizes for the wait and throws me $66 in cash. $150, $110, $15, and $11. I quickly pick up the money. It's not even handed to him. They just throw it on the ground.
I guess you got to do a little work.
I'm seriously gonna walk out of this place. What do I do now? We've just been throwing cash at him. Just whatever you have in your wallet. Got $66. That'll do.
Don't hand it to him like a human being, though.
Just throw it on the ground, though. Let's see if he picks it up. I can see him, Danny. He's just like trying to communicate with him, just like keeping eye contact, but feeling down on the ground, scooping up the money. Like, fine. But I'm not happy about this. Thank you for the $66 in cash. I now have $97 for waiting here an hour. Dude, you made like almost $100 an hour sitting there.
I guess it's not a bad gig after all.
I quickly pick up the money and put it inside my wallet. Finally, around this stretch is when our original sales rep walks up to us with some paperwork to fill out and sign. I can see by the prices on the paperwork that renting skis for the whole family will be an expensive $850 endeavor. What? What kind of rentals are these? This is really going to jack up the cost of our weekend activities.
Well, yeah, because what's your cost been so far?
$30. Yeah, he's made.
Yeah,
he's net like $67 in this whole thing. Another minute or two goes by, and I overhear a sales rep speaking to another employee about the owner. He mentions that the owner had recently sold his house to raise funds to keep the business afloat for the foreseeable future.
Well, if that's how they do business, they just throw cash at people. No wonder they're going under.
He's angry. Throw cash at him. The people who had purchased his house had already moved in, but the check that they gave him to purchase the house had bounced.
That's bad news.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
That's why you don't take checks for houses.
He also let her know that the bank had called the owner on his way into the shop this morning to give him the bad news. This sales rep is now concerned that the company will be forced to close its doors and that he will be out of a job soon, perhaps as soon as later that day. Things work fast around here.
As you can see, we've already served hundreds of people in the 40 minutes, except for you.
Having overheard this terrible news, I told Kai that it had become too risky a proposition to rent skis from this place, as they may be out of business as early as this afternoon. I beg to differ, sir. I say that it's the perfect time to rent skis because they may have closed doors by the time you try and bring them back, which means that you get free skis. Or, well, $850 skis. I asked him if he'd be okay not skiing today, and he didn't seem too bummed out by it. Internally,
He wasn't a ski bum?
Internally,
Exactly.
I was just happy to not have to spend over $800 on ski rental equipment for the day. And besides, I was already up to $97 in cash from all the cash that was thrown at me while we waited. We then slid off our stools. They can't just like walk off of it because their feet are hovering, so they've got to slide off. They were
tall stools.
They're really tall stools.
This place just makes it the most demeaning to their customers. They're like, we could get regular sized stools, but we're going to make them feel like children getting off a giant couch. Like
it's only
you do the thing where you have to turn over onto your belly and then slide down.
It's like we only put the Asians on those. So we then slid off
It was me, Kai, and some other Asian woman.
We then slid off our stools, wished the Asian woman good luck, and headed out the door. Did she get any cash?
I didn't see it.
She's just sitting there waiting quietly. She's just being patient. You're like, hey, ma'am, if you like cause a fuss, if you are ruckus, if you are ruckus, they will throw money at you. That is also a
From a different dream.
from a different dream.
The crowd was ruckus.
The crowd was ruckus. After leaving the rental shop, we headed over to a nearby Walmart where we were supposed to meet up with the rest of the family. Unfortunately, we did not have an exact meetup location selected. This forced Kai and me to start wandering the large store in search of my wife and 2 younger children. As we walked around in pursuit of our family, an older woman started walking closely behind us, pushing a shopping cart. She rammed into the back of me a couple of times, but I just tried to ignore it, figuring I'd give her the benefit of the doubt as she was older and perhaps no longer very coordinated. However, the ramming did not cease. In fact, the ramming became more and more frequent and more violent. I turned around to confront the woman and asked her to stop running the cart into me. However, once I had swiveled the 180 degrees to face her, I could see the evil amusement in her eyes. I knew right then that these rammings were no accident.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now that I know that her intent is full of malice, I decide to put an end to this ridiculous charade. It's charade, but I can see that the old woman is gearing up for another ramming. Whoa. Choice of words.
So
So
how would you say that?
I don't know, but
Not in a way that makes you think Viagra's involved.
so I quickly grabbed the front of her cart to prevent her from hitting me again. She then struggles to pull the cart free of my grasp, but is unable.
I can so picture this, just like you guys just in like a tug of war struggle.
She then tells me to let go of her cart. I respond by telling her that as long as she wants to ram me with it.
Wait, is all this? Are you guys saying all this, but like really sternly, but under your voices to not like cause a scene? So you're just like,
Yeah, pretty much.
I respond by telling her that as long as she wants to ram me with it, that I will not be letting go. She pushes and pulls on the cart handle some more, but realizes that I'm far stronger than she is and will not be able to overpower me. Something has just occurred to me.
What?
Why have you not run away? Like, I mean, even before this, she rammed you a couple of times. I would have been like, okay. Like, I'm going to go down a different aisle. I'm going to run. Like, I don't know.
She kept following me.
Okay, she's an old woman. Like, she's... How are you not outrunning her?
She was spry.
This is when the woman decided to implement her go-to desperation move. She starts screaming at the top of her lungs to anyone who is willing to listen that I am bullying her and that I'm trying to steal her shopping cart. Recognizing that this is a lose-lose situation for me, I tell Kai to run, and we take off toward the other end of the store as fast as we can. Should have done this before! This choice proved to be beneficial. See, when they get to the end, they're just like panting, both of them like, okay. That was the best idea I've had all day.
Let's reassess the situation.
as we the choice proved to be beneficial, as we happened to find my wife and kids sitting in small chairs in that far corner of the store reading books. I then took a seat on the miniature children's chair next to my wife and began to explain to her what had happened in the hour plus that we had spent apart. This is when I woke up.
So you went from giant stools to mini chairs, huh?
Well, sometimes
Such a discrepancy in
just have
seating
so
size.
many giant stools. When I have a big meal, that's when I get them.
Oh, burn.
Just kidding. I thought I'd kind of stoop to your level on your jokes. But.
Welcome to the club.
Although
You're
it
now
couldn't have
one
been
of
that
us.
much because it wasn't so that you knew exactly what I was talking about until I said a big meal. But anyway, it's his response. I don't know what to say, so I'm going to howl like a wolf. All right, dreammoods.com. Danny went all out this time and looked up 4 words.
There just wasn't a lot of words to look up in that dream, A lot of it was just spent waiting.
It's true. Giant clock means that I'm waiting for something. What am I waiting for? My damn skis is what I'm waiting for. So skiing suggests that you are pushing yourself and putting your mental and or physical ability to the test. You are your own fiercest competitor.
But did you ever actually ski?
No, not in the dream.
No, because he never got the freaking skis. We dream about cash. It wasn't specific cash being thrown at me. Indicates that success and prosperity is within your reach. Alternatively, it refers to your attitudes about love and matters of the heart. It is a common symbol for sexuality and power.
Or you're a stripper.
Yeah,
Well, that's sexuality and power.
because they were just throwing it at you on the ground. He's like, what he didn't realize is that he's throwing it down there and he's like, oh yeah, pick it up. Yeah. $66.
Whatever. Some dude wants to throw $66 at me. I'll pick it up.
That's true, but at what point do you draw the line? Like, at what point do you become a stripper?
Well,
When you
I would
start
take
taking
off
This is a leading question, but all right. Waiting, if you dream about waiting, is indicative of issues of power, control, and feelings of dependence and independence. So,
What?
both, especially in a relationship. Consider how you feel in the dream. If you are impatient, then it means that you are being too demanding or that your expectations are too high. That's what you were.
I guess I shouldn't expect skis within an hour.
If you dream about a shopping cart, it indicates that you are reaping the rewards and benefits of your hard work. Like, okay.
Bending over and picking up $66.
No. All right. Here we have it.
It
It's actually
specifically have being rammed with a shopping cart. So.
lady loved ramming you. But anyway,
Whatever happened to Lagoon? They never
I
went.
went on Saturday.
he went on Saturday, but
I went
didn't-
skiing on Sunday.
Then went skiing on Sunday. Yeah, so
Oh, so this was all after you went to Lagoon.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
so
it was a whole weekend. Whole fun weekend planned. So there you have it, guys.
and I made 67.
Dream-isode.
Had she been ramming you like at Lagoon, would you have been like, I'm gonna call the Lagoon cops?
No, because they're not as effective as the Disney cops.
There actually are right now. There is an increase of Lagoon cops because they finished the beer garden, which is where you can, because they haven't been selling alcohol there recently, at least for the past like 50 years or something like that. And so now they're selling it again, but you can only drink beer in the beer garden. So if you bring it out, the cops are there to get you.
They're stationed at either end of the beer garden because it's the 2 entry and exit points of the area. Mm-hmm. And they watch you. But you can take kids in there. It's fine.
And Utah.
Yep. So that was Dream-isode number 17.
Oh, you can't take kids in there?
Yep.
Ski for free or shame on me.
Which one was it?
I don't get the shame on me part.
Shame on him for... Or did you just literally do it to rhyme?
Yeah, what?
He did it just to rhyme.
Should I have skied for free, like, and gone on, or is it shame on me for just walking out and getting my $97?
You're just making that up.
Yeah.
You just rhymed.
You just pulled that out of your keister.
Thank you for listening to us this week on whatever you are listening to us on. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, or YouTube. If you are following, or if you are listening to this on YouTube, click the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that way you can know when we get new ones. Well, you'll also have to click the little bell there, but
also, so we can get subscribers and maybe hit a threshold of 1,000.
we would like 1,000.
So that maybe we could monetize sometime.
Yeah.
in the future.
And give you better content. Check out our website at qcodepodcast.com, as well as all of our social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at QCodePodcast. And don't forget to leave us 5 stars, guys. We like stars.
So if you could just get you and 969 of your friends.
Yep.
We could hit
can
it.
do it.
We're at 31.
Woohoo! We bumped up one.
No, I'm saying you and...
Oh.
You liar. Okay, just kidding. Anyway, thanks again, guys, for listening. Tune in next week for our next Dream-isode, and don't forget that our regular episodes are released on Fridays. So have a good one. See you next time.